Hey YouTubers, I'm going to try something different today and you get to tag along and we'll see how this goes. A few months ago we bought a new refrigerator and the vendor we bought it from, their people managed to put a small dent in the refrigerator bringing it into the house. And we had several conversations over the phone, a lot of emails back and forth. And after about 60 days, they agreed to give us a 15% discount or refund on the refrigerator for the damage that was done. And I bought a dent removal kit off of Amazon. I've never done this before, but my thinking is if I'm really careful, I won't make things any worse, and maybe I'll make them better. So we're gonna see how this goes, and you get to tag along. Here we go. Okay, so here's what came in the kit that I ordered. There's some instructions which are actually not bad, and they have a website you can go to for more hints and tips. Um, a whole bunch of these little gluing tabs that you glue to your dent and pull out, all different shapes and sizes. I think this is the one I'm going to use for my dent. A couple of little spatulas for scraping the tool off after you've glued it on with the hot melt glue. Here's two different types of hot melt glue, and I can't find any information on the difference between the black or the clear. And so I'm going to start out with the clear first and see how that does. You actually do get a little hot melt glue gun, and I have to say I'm impressed with the quality of that. You get an empty spray bottle, which you put your own rubbing alcohol in, a little microfiber cloth, and you get this little hammer that has a hard acrylic side and a soft rubber side, and these little dent knockdown tools. But the most important part of the kit is this, the dent puller. Now, cheaper kits come with a crossbar and a little screw that you turn that pulls the little plastic tips up and pulls the dent up. I think this is better because of the way you can feel what you're doing and the way you can sort of pull the dent up and kind of pulse it gradually until you get the dent pulled out. I think it's worth spending a little bit extra to get a kit that has this style dent puller instead of the crossbar style with the whole thumb wheel. This whole kit was just about $39. And I'm actually very impressed with the amount of stuff you get and the quality of the components. It seems to be a really well put together kit. So without further ado, let's get started on this project. So the first thing I want to do is make sure that gluing one of the tabs to the refrigerator won't harm the finish in any way. I don't know if there's any sort of fingerprint resistive coating on the stainless steel that might be damaged by the hot melt glue. So I want to test this. So I've stuck one of the tabs over here on the side of the refrigerator where if it does do some damage, it wouldn't be very noticeable. And it's been on there about 6 or 7 minutes now, so it should have cooled. I want to see how difficult it is to remove and if it leaves any blemishes before I try to repair the dent. So here's a little scraper that comes with the kit. You're supposed to just, well, that come off pretty easy. Actually makes me wonder if it'll stick well enough to pull the dent, but did not leave a mar of any type. I think there must be some kind of coating on the stainless steel finish that's making the hot melt glue not stick very well. So I don't know if this will work to pull the dent out or not, but we'll give it a shot. At least now I know there's no damage. At some angles, it's difficult to see the dent, so I put a couple of pieces of electrical tape on either side of the dent. And although it's rather small, at certain times of the day when the sun's coming in at different angles, it is really obvious. Right now, it doesn't show up too well, but let's go ahead and work on this anyway. Now, I've already cleaned this area with the alcohol, but I'm going to go ahead and do it one more time just to be sure I've got a good surface here. I get good adhesion. All right, let's see if I can do this without getting glue all over myself. Here's the glue gun, and this is the tab I've chosen. It's about the right size. And I want to put just a little bead of glue down the center and try to glue right on that crease and see how that goes. So just going to put another layer down the middle just to be sure. There we go, and hurry up and stick this before it cools. That should be pretty good. Right about there. Okay, now we're going to give that about 5 minutes to cool. Now I've watched other folks use a similar dent puller, and installing the dent puller can be a little tricky. So here goes. There's a small slot right here on the side, and we want to slide the end of this puller into that slot. So let's see if we can do that. Okay, there's an adjustment knob on the top, and I can see that I need to lower this part to go over the tab. So got that down a little bit lower. Need to go down a little bit more. There we go. Got that over the tab. I got my feet positioned as close to the dent as I can. I'm going to snug up the adjustment a little bit and start giving the handles a little squeeze. Whoop, well, that popped right off. I was a little concerned about that glue sticking. First time I glued the tab on, it came right off. The second time it stuck a little bit better. And the third and fourth times I attached the tab, I got a good pull. So don't get discouraged. It may take you a few times. Give this a little tug. I'm just trying to kind of pulse on it and get a feel. I want to pull the bottom of that dent out if I can. I'm getting a little better pull this time. I think gluing and re-gluing the tab on a few times has gotten all the contaminants off the tab and off the refrigerator. I'm getting good adhesion now. I feel like I'm actually making some real progress here. I feel like the tab's about to give way, so I'm just going to see how much more I can pull on this. There we go. Now I think we've got a big improvement here. Let me get that excess glue off of there. That's a huge improvement. I mean, there's just a little bit of that crease right along here that I can see, but it is vastly improved. Let me get all the glue off, wipe this down clean, and decide if I'm done. I want to give it another shot. I've got 90% of the dent out. Anyhow, I hope you find this helpful. Like I said, I'm very happy with the results. I've got a few dents on the cars I may go tackle now. I am not able to make it 100% better, but I made it, I'd say 90% better, and that's good enough. Thanks for watching. I hope you find this helpful.